integrity analysis, we're really looking at 10 series of different tests to see about how a kid moves and what sort of movement skills they have, what they could do better. So we're going to just demonstrate one of them right now with Peyton. Peyton's going to do an overhead squat test, which is kind of the first test that we always do. It's definitely the most complex. We're going to come up with an error that someone could be making. Peyton doesn't make this error, but we'll talk about it, and then we'll go through and show how we would improve it to make sure that we reduce the risk of injury. So the way we do the test, just to get started, we're going to give Peyton the dowel. We're going to tell her to stand with their heels against the board facing the camera. We're going to go feet shoulder width apart, toes square forwards. We're going to say place the dowel on top of our head just so we can measure it. Elbows should be at 90 degrees. Right hand needs to come in about 2 inches, and then we're going to push it all the way up. We're going to say squat down as far as you can, keeping your heels down on the ground. Here we go, and then we're going to stand back up. We're going to do that 2 more times. Do it 1 more time. Good. Now there's a number of biomechanical considerations you're looking for on this. The one we'll go over right now, we probably saw that Peyton's knees were very much in alignment with their feet and their hips. A lot of kids what we would call a valgus shift, when they go down, that knee ends up sitting a little bit inside as they begin to squat, instead of staying over the foot. So we're going to pretend just for now if someone makes that mistake. If someone makes that mistake, what that means is every time they go down to squat, whether they're lifting or in a game, they're breaking down to cut, whether they're sinking to play defense, whether they're just breaking down to slow down, whatever it is, every time that knee sits inside, they're putting a little extra stress on the inside of that knee, which is normally the ACL and the MCL, which get a little extra pressure. We want to make sure that we're putting them in a position where they're not putting that excess force. That tends to lead to long-term overuse injuries. So what we want to do is make sure we get that femur back in the correct alignment. Instead of it internally rotating and sitting inside, we strengthen the glute, and then we see that knee come and sit directly over the foot again. So one of the ways we might do this, just to give a demonstration of a corrective exercise, is just a lateral mini band walk. So I'll take the dowel from me. We can put this band around our ankles. And what she's going to do is she's just going to start with her feet square, about shoulder width apart. And she's just going to do a lateral walk. We'll go 4 or 5 steps down and 4 or 5 steps back. And we're just going to strengthen up the outside of that. We can see by pulling against the band, we're stopping that knee from coming in. We're almost doing what we call forcing the error, where it means we're almost pulling her in so the leg's got to fight to stay out. Another way we might do this after we complete this is we might put the band around her knees now, and then we'll hold the dowel just as a replacement for a front squat right now. And we can just have her go down into her squat right now. So we're going to pull those knees apart as she goes down. You can hold the bar out in front of you for right now. Yep. And we'll just go down into our squat right here. And we're going to do, again, that forcing the error thing. Well, by pulling that knee in, which again, Peyton doesn't make this mistake, but I'm going through the demonstration. If someone's mistake was for that knee to sit too far inside, well, now we can force the knee in, so the body naturally is going to fight it, and it's going to try to stay a little more outside, and that's going to realign the knee. And especially for soccer players, we've had a lot of this over the course of the last 6 to 12 months of soccer players coming in with that valgus shift where that knee sits inside, and they get knee pain. And so we correct it by strengthening the glute and kind of retraining the body to move in a way that we consider to have better biomechanical integrity.